Have you ever even considered buying a property that was in a conservation easement? Were you confused of what it meant? Well, listen as Jared Van Hees, who is the owner of the Habitat Podcast, breaks down his northern Michigan property that he bought this past fall and what you can and can't do with the property, and actually how it can actually achieve a lot of your goals. So really interesting conversation. I think it's very intimidating when you come across a listing and you're like, well, what does that even mean? Well, now you'll know if you tune in and watch this video. Real quick before we get into it, I have a book from my buddy Pat Porter, and I'm sending these out to anyone that signs up for the email newsletter, which is in the description below. And once I see you come in and sign up, I'll send you a personal email, get your address, and ship this out to you guys. So shipping it for free. Really great book. I've read all of Pat's resources, and he is a no-nonsense, great resource when it comes to real estate. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. If you guys enjoy the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Now let's get right into it.
So most people, when they see a conservation easement on a property, think, oh no. And I did too. It's like, what am I not allowed to do? I don't want the government telling me what to do, all that, which I don't. I'm like, what can I not do here? So it's like a 40-page easement, right?
Wow.
And it's like, oh boy, I don't know if I want this headache or not. That's kind of where it started. For lack of other listings in the area, I had more apt to consider it, right? So I started digging in and realized there were a bunch of things that you can and cannot do on the property.
So what are some of those things that you cannot do?
All but 4.5 or 5 acres is part of the easement. They left out like 5 acres, call it excluded, to build a house or a barn or do whatever you want on, camp on. You can't go in there and start cutting down trees. You can't go in there and dig a pond. You can't, you can go through there and ride your ATV around. You can go deer hunting in there all you want. You can recreate on it, but when it comes to altering the land, they did not want any of that to happen. And then development up there, development is a huge thing. They did not want any of this property to be turned into another 40-acre parcel that was split off into 22-acre sections and sold. And that's their main, that is development, and then protecting natural things like the water. There's a waterway through there that they want to protect.
Yeah, I was going to ask if this was an area at risk. Usually water is one of the big ones. Yep. Or a specific type of terrain or a different type of vegetation or special type of trees. So to me, that's, as a guy that likes habitat, likes wildlife, those are all great things to have. If you have a property that's worth protecting, that probably means there's something special there.
Right. And there's some, erosion was another one that they want to protect. There's some steep slopes in that area of the state, and they want to protect erosion. So it's really, as somebody like me who cares about the land, and like you who cares about the land that we work on and spend our money on and hunt on, and I'm also kind of okay with keeping those stuff, keeping that stuff clean and healthy and whatnot. So I was like, okay, I'm not too turned off yet by all this.
And were you doing your own due diligence here, or was that agent helping you, or what did that look like? Were you up there calling, reading through that 40-page document, or was that being relayed to you from the agent?
Yeah. So he sent it to me and I read it top to bottom, front to back. So, and then I had questions and everything else. So what was interesting was, there you can put deer blinds on the property, but you can only put 4 permanent, post hole type blinds in the ground for the 70. So that's kind of like, I was like, that's kind of weird. You can put many tree stands and ground blinds as you want. You just can't like cement them into the ground like a very permanent structure. They call them permanent structure. Certain rules like that. So I had all kinds of questions. What was nice about it, so they have all their wants and their demands, if you will, in this easement, and they own the property, so it's gonna go like this. And then I had a bunch of wants and needs too that I needed met before I was going to place an offer, or I should say contingent with my offer.
How long did that process look like this due diligence process where you're sifting through all that information and trying to see if this property will meet your family needs?
Yeah, probably a few weeks. There's all kinds of big terms in there that sound scary, and litigation attached to them and that sort of thing. So it's just about getting to the bottom of it and being able to ask them the right questions. And like I said, most guys, when they see a conservation easement, go, nope.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't want this property. Move on.